The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Happening now at 9, we are covering the entire DMV. Family and friends are mourning a Maryland man killed during a car meetup last weekend. We'll take you to the vigil held tonight to honor his life. Plus, the battle over reproductive rights in Virginia, the latest move by the governor and the pushback from Democrats. And tidying up your home and your checkbook, a spring cleaning of sorts to help you stretch your dollar.
And after an evening of severe weather for parts of the viewing area, so far things have quieted down quite a bit. I'll show you the latest radar and have a look into tomorrow's forecast as well. Coming up, Max.
All right, Scott, and good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Max Marcella. Ben Dennis has the night off. We begin tonight in the district, where police say a man is dead after a shooting in Southeast early this morning. Officials say it happened around 12:45 a.m. on Congress Street. Police found a man who had been shot. He later died there at the scene. That investigation is still ongoing tonight. Now, we want to warn you, you may find the following video disturbing. DC police have released body camera footage from an incident earlier this month at a Northwest apartment building. That's when an officer shot a 28-year-old man. The video shows officers shoot and wound Jonathan Jefferson outside the Columbia Plaza appointments that happened a week ago today. Officers opened fire after investigators claim Jefferson stabbed an officer in the neck. That officer not seriously hurt. Police initially responded to the complex for a welfare check. A friend of Jefferson's who lives there expressed concern about his mental health. The 4 officers involved in the shooting remain on administrative leave as both the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia and the Internal Affairs Bureau continue to review the case. An update tonight, officials are continuing their search for a man who went missing after they say he tried swimming across the Potomac River Friday night. Emergency crews from Montgomery County, Fairfax County, and the U.S. Park Police, well, they started their search around 8:45 last night. They say the man went missing somewhere in the Potomac River between Anglers and Sandy Landing. That investigation also ongoing. And in Virginia, in Fairfax County, police say a man is in custody tonight following a deadly crash that happened early Friday morning. That crash happened just after midnight at the intersection of North Kings Highway and Huntington Park Drive. Police say Michael Rambutin of Woodbridge was driving on North Kings Highway. That's when his car left the road and struck a median and hit Lucius Gaskins on the sidewalk. Gaskins died at the scene. Rambutin was charged with driving while intoxicated. Staying in Virginia tonight, Arlington County police are investigating a stabbing that left 2 people hurt. Officials say it happened on 31st Street around 6 o'clock tonight. That's where police found 2 men who had been stabbed. They report one victim is stable. The other sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Police say there is no threat to the public. Tonight, there's a vigil going on right now in Prince George's County for the man killed in last weekend's car meetup in District Heights. DC News Now's Dave Lavelle joins us from the Greenbelt Metro Station. Dave, what can you tell us from that vigil?
Well, good evening to you, Max. We can tell you, and as you can see behind us, family and friends are leaving this Metro parking lot as they just wrapped up a candlelight vigil just a few moments ago to remember John Phipps. They lit candles to remember the 22-year-old from Waldorf, Maryland, shot and killed early last Sunday morning at a car meetup in a Marlboro Pike shopping center. Investigators said the 22-year-old Raheem Adams of Stafford, Virginia, fired the shots that claimed the life of Phipps. Authorities in Virginia arrested Adams Wednesday, as we have not been told if he has been brought back to PG County. Investigators do not believe Adams targeted Phipps, but a driver who got too close to him. Friends spoke to us before the service and told us what they will miss most about Phipps.
He was all about us staying legal, staying out of trouble, but still enjoying ourselves. He wanted everything to be as fun as possible, but as safe as possible at the same time.
This is the 3rd location to hold tonight's vigil. Organizers told us Prince George's police warned them not to hold it anywhere in the county. And the reason why it took place here is that this is Metro property. It's not owned by Prince George's County. PG Police did not respond to our request to comment. We're live in College Park, Maryland. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, well, it's Memorial Day weekend. You're taking a live look over a beautiful Washington, D.C. night. And Scott, let's get right to you. Scott Sumner with our forecast. Again, it's Memorial Day weekend, and we want to know, are we in the clear or are we expecting some sort of weather activity for this long weekend?
Well, over the course of the weekend here, Max, we will expect some sort of weather, especially on Monday. But earlier tonight, matter of fact, towards the tail end of our 6 o'clock newscast, the first of many or multiple severe thunderstorm warnings did happen. And we don't have anything right now, but the storm that prompted a warning has weakened enough, but it's still causing some issues here around Eldersburg, Marriottsville, and it's heading towards Holbrook, Reisterstown, and Granite between now and 9:35. It's moving to the east at about 22 miles an hour across the area, and a little further south over towards the area of Dayton. Well, it's moving towards Columbia here by 9:22, Jessup at 9:34. And Ellicott City as well. A little wider view shows again some of these storms, and this is the one just over the last hour that had that severe thunderstorm warning before it dissipated across the area. There's still some more showers and a few storms off to the west, but as our futurecast shows, they're not really getting too large here or too impactful. It'll become more of a rain event overnight. And speaking of rain, we've picked up a hefty amount just north of Hagerstown, over an inch in just a couple of hours due to that severe thunderstorm. Well, more details about Sunday's forecast and beyond coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Scott, thank you. Tonight in the Commonwealth, Loudoun County Sheriff's investigators are looking for these suspects you see right there on your screen. Deputies believe they are the ones responsible for this week's vandalism at 4 different Starbucks located around Ashburn. Investigators say a person or several people spray painted anti-Israel and pro-Palestine graffiti on the outside of the Starbucks businesses on May 21st. The Starbucks locations were in Ashbrook, Broadlands, Pipeline, and the one at the One Loudoun Shopping Centers. Loudoun County Sheriff's Office is asking if you have any information to please call them. As the debate over reproductive rights continues in national politics, well, Virginia's Governor Glenn Youngkin is vetoing bills that would have protected Virginians' access to IUDs, condoms, and birth control. Governor Youngkin vetoed the bills, saying they could allow people to sue medical professionals who were acting in their expert judgment, and that the bills fail to include adequate moral and religious protections for providers. But some argue that the bills don't require providers to prescribe contraception, and there are already federal protections in place for people with strong religious beliefs.
The bill is directed toward localities and state government, saying that Virginia localities and Virginia state government cannot do any ordinances or laws that would impede the access. That's all this simple bill does, and anything that says it does anything else is a mischaracterization of the bill.
And other Democratic lawmakers have promised to bring back the Right to Contraception Act next year. This Memorial Day weekend, AAA is expecting 44 million people will travel, numbers the company's vice president says they haven't seen in nearly 2 decades. About 3.5 million of those travelers will be flying, and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says he's keeping a close eye on airlines. He's hoping they can avoid mass disruptions, and with so many people taking trips, he and AAA officials, well, they're offering some advice.
Even with the dramatic improvements that have happened, certainly would encourage people to allow a little extra time.
Keep your cool, stay patient, whether you're at the train station or you're at the airport or you're sitting in traffic on the highway, you're going to have a lot of company this weekend.
Of course, Memorial Day, the unofficial kickoff of the summer season, so the busy travel trend could be an indicator of what's ahead. AAA projecting these trends of high rates of travel that could continue all the way to and through Labor Day. Meanwhile, AAA also says the other 38.5 million people traveling, they're expected to hit the roads this weekend. That's up 4% from last year. We spoke with some travelers in Virginia who hit the roads early for their weekend getaways, and they tell us that head start was important and the roads weren't too bad.
We left like about 11:30. You know, if we had left a little later, it'd been bumper to bumper. You know, especially coming through Northern Virginia.
We haven't hit any real traffic like they were talking about. It used to be a little dicey on I-66 with the construction, but now that that's done, it's pretty straightforward, and we kind of got a routine.
Now, within Virginia, AAA predicts we will see travel surpass pre-pandemic levels. The agency expects 1.2 million travelers in the Commonwealth this weekend, with most of them traveling by car. Now, with all that traffic on the roads, AAA is encouraging drivers to be extra cautious. Now, Memorial Day is also a time to reflect and remember our nation's fallen heroes. DC News Now's Randy Bass was on the National Mall, and she has an up-close look at the colorful and the emotional tribute on display throughout the weekend.
600,000 red poppies line the National Mall here this weekend, each flower representing a United States service member who made the ultimate sacrifice defending our country's freedom. Those beautiful red blossoms nestled next to history along the National Mall.
Because the monuments are still works of architecture, and this is a sort of living memorial.
The Poppy Wall of Honor put on display by the USAA.
On one side, we have the history of the war since World War I. Talks about the lives lost in combat since World War I. The representation on this side of the wall is more than 600,000 poppies, which each poppy is representative of a life lost in combat since World War I.
Walking along the wall, evoking emotion for some who came to pay their respects.
I think it's stunning, and I think it's a really good way of memorializing those who have died in battle. So many lives lost, sometimes really gruesome ways, and it really causes the heart to pause.
Pausing for a moment to reflect on the true meaning of Memorial Day.
It's a day of reflection, a day of honor, a day of remembrance. It's not a day to sit and celebrate. It's not a day to, I always tell my family, have your picnics, enjoy your time, do your barbecues. But find that moment to just pay that respect to those that had given the ultimate sacrifice.
That was Randy Bass reporting. If you want to have one of those moments, well, the Poppy Wall display will be up throughout the weekend. It's near the Korean War Veterans Memorial. It's open or just wrapped up tonight, closed at 9 o'clock tonight. It'll be open again tomorrow, Sunday, from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Now, in the evenings, those poppies will also be lit up with bright red lights.